Good morning. Thank you for joining me for my daily Come Follow Me study of the Book of Mormon. Today is Sunday the 18th, and we're going to start with a daily reflection on the Book of Mormon. Behold, my joy is full, yea, my heart is brim with joy, and I will rejoice in my God. Yea, I know that I am nothing. Therefore, I will not boast of myself, but I will boast of my God, for in his strength I can do all things. Alma chapter 26, verses 11 through 12. Boasting about our accomplishments is a sure way to lose the spirit, especially if the accomplishments are of a spiritual sort. With an eye single to the glory of God, we look to God and humbly acknowledge his hand in all things, as did Moses. Man is nothing, Moses declared after viewing the expanses of eternity and learning of the majesty and power of God. Yet with God's power we can do all things in his name. The Apostle Paul wrote, I can do all things through Christ which strengthen me. This endowment of power is rightfully ours as his disciples, as long as we remain worthy. Man is nothing without divine intervention, but everything with it. If we are striving for righteousness and seeking the Spirit each day, we can do all that God wants us to do. Okay. Today is Alma chapters 51 and 52. Okay. This is where the start of the kingman is. And I think it was either yesterday or the day before, I was talking about the frustration of certain people in the Book of Mormon. Just like, the kingmen frustrate me to no end. I don't understand their logic. I don't get it. I don't understand these people who are like, yeah, take away our freedoms. You be the king. You tell us everything that we're going to do. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand these people. So, the kingmen wanted a few points of the law to be changed. And Pahoran, the chief judge, was like, we're not changing the law. That's not what you do. There's a law set up in the land, and you leave it alone. You leave it just as it is. Stop messing with it. And so the people who supported the kingmen, the points of the law they wanted to amend was that people of royalty or noble birth are in high positions, and everybody else can just kind of suck it type thing. So they decide to go to war. So Moroni then has to start going to war with his own people instead of preparing to go to battle against the Lamanites. Instead of protecting cities, instead of fortifying cities, he now has to clamp down this rebellion, these riots in this rebellion. Does it sound familiar? He succeeds, but during that time, the Lamanites come upon the cities on the east by the seashore, and they take a bunch of cities. A bunch. I think that happens a lot in maybe, I don't know, but they take a lot of cities, at least 5. Teancum slays Amalickiah, then his brother Ammoron takes over, and battles ensue. I could not find a verse that exemplifies faith, not faith, trust. That I couldn't find a trust verse. Just absolute and utter frustration at why some people, like, it's coming up soon, I think probably next week, when the letters between Moroni and Helaman, and then also Pahoran. Helaman needs assistance from the government, and the government won't send it, so he talks to Moroni about it. Moroni sends a letter to Pahoran, and he's like, I will come and I will bring you down and pour. And it's like, chill, dude, it's not me. We've been run out of the government. We're getting to that, but it's just like, I don't understand these people. But anyways, no trust verse here. Couldn't find one. Just utter frustration. I don't get people who support not giving freedom to the people. I realize that they want power and they want to subject people to that power and they want to reign over the people and, you know, just live off the fat of the hog or whatever. But I don't understand the people who support those people. I don't get it. All right. Let's see. Let's talk about put a javelin to his heart. We are acquainted through the Book of Mormon with the contrast of divergent causes that motivate men, deception and fraud on the part of tyrants such as Amalickiah, and devotion and faith on the part of the defenders of freedom such as Moroni, Lehi, and Teancum. Mormon reminds us in the midst of his account, yea, and we also see the great wickedness one very wicked man can cause to take place among the children of men. We of the 20th century are well aware of the truth of this statement, for we have lived through the horrendous consequences of tyrannical dominance imposed by evil men upon countless millions of human beings. But tyranny is not indomitable. The light of the gospel, illuminating the hearts of devoted sons and daughters of God, can cause tyranny to wilt and dissipate under the inexorable onward force of God's plan. What do Latter-day Prophets say concerning the ongoing struggle we face in the war for truth and right? Here are a few examples. Brigham Young. I do not hate any man on earth or in hell. The worst wish I have for the wicked is that they may be obliged to live according to the good and wholesome laws. There is not a man or woman on this earth that I hate, but I do most cordially hate their wicked acts. I am at war with false principles, with wickedness, sin, and abomination, and I expect to continue my warfare until I overcome. I would like to get to know Brigham Young better. You know what I love, or what I miss in preparing for the Doctrine and Covenants, is they call Joseph Brother Joseph, and they call Brigham Brother Brigham. Like, I love that. I love Brother Brigham. And then it gets into Heber C. Kimball, Joseph Fielding Smith, Thomas S. Monson, Russell M. Nelson. We get into the proper middle name type thing. But wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be so, like, cordial and familiar if we said Brother Russell? Like, I love the feeling of Brother Brigham and Brother Joseph. I love that. I really do feel like growing up, it was brother and sister all the time. Brother Bade, Sister Bade, brother and sister Beezer, brother and sister Grant, you know, so on and so forth. And now it's, you know, well, I call them by their first name, but I'm not going to say their first name now. Just people in the ward who are associated by their first name, and we don't call them brother, except for our neighbor, Brother Welch. We call him Brother Welch, and he's like, you could call me by my first name, and we're like, nope, you're Brother Welch. So, anyways, I love that. Okay, Ezra Taft Benson. It was here under a free government. Sorry for the divergent. It was here under a free government and a strong nation that protection was provided for his restored church. Now God will not permit America, his base of operations, to be destroyed. He has promised protection to this land if we will but serve the God of the land. He has also promised protection to the righteous, even if necessary, to send fire from heaven to destroy their enemies. No, God's base of operations will not be destroyed, but it may be weakened and made less effective. One of the first rules of war strategy, and we are at war with the adversary and his agents, is to protect the base of operations. This we must do if we are to build up the kingdom throughout the world and safeguard our God-given freedom. Yes, Ezra. Yes, Brother Ezra. That one sounds a little weird, but okay. In defense of righteousness. As individuals, we are at war with Satan and his hosts. They seek to make us miserable like unto themselves. The war began in the premortal realm, and it continues here on earth. There is always war when one seeks to destroy or harm another using wicked designs. We have the right to defend ourselves, just as Moroni helped defend the Nephites. It is requisite that we defend ourselves against Satan. Here is a strategic plan that can help. 1. Put on the armor of Christ. 2. Exercise righteousness. 3. Keep your desires pure. 4. Remain committed to a righteous cause. 5. Search and feast upon the word. And 6. Pray to overcome and avoid temptation. And it gives scriptural references for these things. Okay. 52. That was all just for chapter 51. Now 52. Oh. Well, let's do some concluding thoughts because it just talks about Ammoron, the brother of Malachiah. Concluding thoughts. For each of us, there is an ongoing and continual opportunity to raise our own title of liberty in defense of our families and our freedoms. We can plant our seeds of faith firmly in covenant soil and nurture the emergence of a harvest of righteousness and peace. Or we can choose to invest our mortality in the soil of wickedness as the seedbed of turmoil and destruction. The Book of Mormon offers a clear choice with two key outcomes: spiritual liberty or spiritual death. We see the difference one righteous man can make. In trying and difficult times, Moroni made such a difference. We too can make a difference in the lives of others as we seek to be men and women of Christ. Captain Moroni is a lot of people's Book of Mormon hero, and rightly so. He is an amazing man. The scriptures say he is an amazing man. And if everybody were like him, Satan would have no power at all. He's so incredibly just, you want to look up to him. And in looking up to him, you don't go, oh, Moroni's just too good. I can't be like him at all. Like, I fall short so much. He's not that kind of hero where it's like, I'm nothing like him. I'm never going to be like him. You know, not like, I'm never going to be skinny like her, or I'm never going to be well-spoken like him, or that sort of thing. He is just one of those people who can inspire you in the best way possible. He's incredible. He's wonderful. All right. Let's do our daily reading on prayer. Day 231. Gerald N. Lund. We may already have an answer, but just don't recognize it. One aspect of personal revelation is recognizing it when it comes. Some forms of revelation are so subtle, so indirect, and so hard to define that when they come, we may not recognize them at all. Sometimes the answer may have already come, but it didn't come in a way that we were expecting. Or it came in a way that we didn't recognize it as coming from the Lord. This may also happen in cases where we have been earnestly seeking for help and the answer comes in small incremental changes, line upon line. They are so small that we don't at first recognize that something is happening. In other cases, an event occurs that seems totally unrelated to the issue about which we were praying. We may even give up and assume the Lord's answer is no, or that we didn't get an answer. Only sometime later, months perhaps, sometimes even years, do we look back and see that the event was a turning point. Okay. Before we get into read it, do it. Oh, I gotta do names and hymns. Okay. Before before we do all that, let's talk about next year's Come Follow Me. I went to Seagull Book and I looked at what they had, and I didn't see anything that inspired me, but I do believe I got an answer. I think I got an answer, but I do want to show you what I did get. So people really do like the daily reflections, to keep doing that. So I got a new one. I already have a Doctrine and Covenants one, but I saw this one and I really liked it. It's Millions Shall Know Brother Joseph Again. Daily Inspiration from the Prophet Joseph Smith by Taylor Halverson and Tyler Griffin. Okay, it was $7.99 at Seagull Book. So this is the daily reflection I'm going to be doing for next year. You can see that without the glare of the light, but anyways. So that's the daily reflection we're going to be doing next year. And then I think I've kind of settled on the supplemental reading that we're going to be doing next year. It's the Presidents of the Church. This is just the desk cover, the book's upstairs, but I don't know if you guys want to get it so you can study along with me, or if you just want me to walk you through it, but I'm pretty sure this is what I want to do. With that tangent I went on today, I want to get to know the prophets and their teachings, because I feel like I know Joseph well enough, and the ones that I've lived through, Hinckley, Monson, of course, those are the ones I can remember, and Nelson. I read Sherry Dew's book about President Nelson. Really good, but I want to get to know the rest as well. So I think this is what we're going to do for the supplemental. Presidents of the Church, The Lives and Teachings of the Modern Prophets, edited by Craig Manshill, Robert Freeman, and Dennis Wright. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be our supplemental. I felt really good about it yesterday. Really good. Okay. Let's get our song, our hymn, and our name. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Teacher. John 3:2. And hymn number 5, Because I Have Been Given Much. Okay. I think I did pretty poorly last week with the name and the song. I mean, I was hymning the song all week and I listened to it maybe once. But I didn't pray the name. I've been falling short on that. But this week, teacher, I need him to teach me because I teach Relief Society next week, and I haven't prepared anything for the lesson, but I've listened to the talk like 15 times. But because I have been given much, and teacher John 3:2, that is our name and hymn for next week. Let's end it with a read it, do it. It is the 18th. Alma chapter 52, they highlight verse 9. Moroni's passion is to fortify and secure the land and the people. He wants to strengthen the weak places. This is great battle advice and life advice. Fortify and secure. All right, so that was Alma chapters 51 and 52, and next week we finish Alma. A lot of reading again next week. So Monday we do Alma chapter 53 and 54, then Tuesday 55 and 56, Wednesday chapter 57, Thursday 58 and 59, Friday 60 and 61, Saturday chapter 62, and Sunday chapter 63. So next week, we will finish Alma. That's a big book. Okay, that is all for today. Happy Sunday. Hope you have a wonderful day. Love you all. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.